ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जना शलाकया चक्षुर्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेमा प्रदयते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नमने गौरत्विषे नमः। नमो ब्रह्मण्य देवाय गो ब्राह्मणाहिताय च जगद्धिताय कृष्णाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पश्चात्या तिजतारिणे। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री गौर भक्तवृंद। So, who is Krishna and who is Lord Rama? First comes Lord Rama and then comes Lord Krishna. And then in the scriptures, we find description that some rishis, they approached Lord Rama for a conjugal relationship with him. And Lord Rama, he said, this incarnation, I only have one wife, Sita. What is that called? Somebody has only one wife?
Maryada.
Maryada Purushottama. So Maryada Purushottama, Sri Ramchandra said, no, sorry, this I cannot grant to you. But if you want to come back, I think the Vedas also requested something like this. The Rishis and the Vedas. When I come back as Krishna, you can go to Braj and take birth as gopis. And then we can have a beautiful conjugal relationship. In other words, in the scriptures, there is a connection between Sita and Ram. Actually, Sita and Ram are not different. Narayan is not different. It is one. The Supreme Lord is one. But he manifests in so many forms. Leela avatars, Guna avatars. Then we have the most amazing Yuga avatars. Then we have the expansions of Krishna when he expands into many cowherd boys and many calves. This is a Leela expansion also of Krishna. Then we have the expansions of the Purusha avatars. There's the Purusha avatars. Then there's the Shakti Avesha avatars also. So Krishna has so many. Somewhere it says Krishna has as many incarnations as there's waves on the ocean. Waves on the ocean. And That means Krishna's pastimes are unlimited, right? If he has as many incarnations as there's waves on the ocean, oh God. So we can just concentrate on the ones we have manifested in front of us. The most delightful and most beautiful and most merciful of all, which is Mahaprabhu. Because without Mahaprabhu, we would not know about Krishna, we would not know about Rama. And that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu shows his Sadbhuj, his form where he is Krishna and Rama and Mahaprabhu in one person. And that was revealed to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. In the house in Jagannath-puri, to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he revealed, I am the same Ram, I am the same Krishna. Also in the case of Murari Gupta, when Murari Gupta was Hanuman Ram Bhakta incarnate in Gaura Leela, and he was crying, oh, you're always talking about Krishna, 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 and I cannot give up my Ram. I cannot give him up my Ram, my Sita Ram, Lakshman. So, what do you have? In Mayapur, you have Sita Ram, Lakshman, Hanuman of Murari Gupta, right next to the Yoga Pit. So, the point is clear. Do not commit a blunder and discriminate between Ram and Krishna, but see them all as simultaneously. But then we got the Brahma Samhita. And in the Brahma Samhita it says, Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhaja. Just like the one candle is lit up by another candle, that original candle is Govinda. And that original candle, Govinda, is again divided in two, in Radha and Krishna. So, when we analyze between Radha and Krishna, oh, it's very difficult. Because Krishna is worshipping Radha and Radha is worshipping Krishna. It is the opposition, it's the opposed principle of the material world. In the material world, everybody says first me and then you. In the spiritual world, it's first you and then me. It's exactly so. Radha and Krishna, they always say first you. Definitely. So it is a very intricate relationship. They are revealed by the divine, that the divine relationship is so beautiful that it is always giving first honor to the beloved. And the supreme beloved is Sri Radhe. So who is first, Krishna or Radha? Inseparable they are. And they join together, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Narayana. They become Radha outside, Krishna inside. And the mission is maximum magnanimity, Mahavadanyaya. Maximum magnanimity. That is Mahaprabhu. Why? Because he's Radha. Because Radha is the most magnanimous. Because she gives Krishna. So the divine feminine is very important because it has been punched, subjugated, mistreated. The divine feminine is represented by Sri Radha, by Bhumi, by Saraswati, by Sri Lakshmi. The divine feminine is represented by Sita Devi. Sita Devi is also considered Bhumi Mata. She comes from Mother Earth and she returns to Mother Earth. So Sita is very, very important in our spiritual life, especially in the United Nations of the Spirit, we are worshipping that Sita. Because she's a representative of Bhumi. She's a representative of the highest. Sita Ram, Lakshmi Narayan, Radha Govinda, they are the highest. We are worshipping the highest. We are not going to some Deva worship. We are not worshipping some Devas to getting some temporary benefit from that. That is not our process. Our process is to invoke the highest. And the highest is revealing itself in different moments in different ways. And for us, the most tangible highest is Sri Gauranga. Because he's Radha and Krishna in one, he's Sita and Ram in one. In Gauranga, we got Sita Ram, we got Radha Krishna, and we got Lakshmi Narayan also. Actually, there's one form of Lord Chaitanya where he reveals himself as Narayan, where he's also Narayan. So, who is the Supreme? Nobody can tell. Only these revelations have been given by the Acharyas and the scriptures. They have given us divine revelations about the divine realities. But that is only to be taken upon your head. Our dear Srila Bhakti Rasa Srila Maharaj, he used to put his hands on top of his head like this. Whenever a high topic was coming for discussion, he says, this I keep on top of my head, I worship this. I don't take it inside my head for analyzing, scrutinizing. We have a tendency to scrutinize everything, to doubt everything. As a matter of fact, doubt is another faculty God has given. Thanks to doubting capacity, we can reject the tama and avidya. If we have no doubting capacity, then tama and avidya we would have to accept as good and best. But we have a doubting capacity. But that doubting capacity you should not apply to those divine revelations, because they're above. Like if I say, I love you, where are you going to take that? In your mind? Let me analyze it. Does he love me? Does he not love me? No. Either you accept it in your heart, he loves me, and that's it. But you cannot say, you cannot even analyze my words, I love you. No way. Of course, in Krishna consciousness, we learn to love everyone. That is really the most beautiful. Not some relative statement, just motivated by some conditions, by some temporary conditions. That's why in this world, from the so-called love, it becomes deception. Oh, today he loved me, and yesterday and tomorrow he don't love me anymore. This is so we better learn how to love everybody. That is the higher love. So Krishna loves everyone. That's why he is in the heart of everyone. Imagine. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachit Ananda Vigaha Anadi Radir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam Sarvasya Chaham Ride Sanivishtu Matas Mitir Gyanam Apoanam Cha Vedaischa Sarvair Aham Eva Vedyo Vedanta Krit Veda Ved Eva Chaham. I am in the heart of everyone, Krishna says. And I am the origin of everyone. He's not only in the heart of everyone, he's also the origin of everyone. So Krishna is the origin of you, and plus he's in your heart. So what more you need? Well, if he's in your heart, hug him. Hug him in your heart. Sri Paramatma, I don't let you go. Well, he's not letting you go to begin with, because that's him. But you can also say, my Lord in my heart, thank you, thank you, thank you. You are so kind. You are accompanying me. You're tolerating my horrible behavior. Oh God, I'm coming to your lotus feet. Please take me as your servant. Make anything with me you want. Make me a dust particle of your Leela, of your pure devotees' feet. Make me anything you want, but please don't reject me. Please don't send me away. I'm yours, and I cannot live without you. Because you are the creator. You are my creator. So how can I live without you? This is not possible. And you are in my heart. So, Radhe Radhe. So you are in my heart. And you know, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, that his relationship with us is eternal. Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tavatarju. Krishna is so wonderful. He's always with us. The whole Bhagavad Gita is a total nectar. Krishna is giving us so much information about his divine Leela, his divine plan. What is that plan? You want to understand me? Very good. Then learn how to love me. If you learn how to love me, you will understand. Don't understand me with the head. Understand me with the heart. Bhaktya. No? Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya pranashyati. Krishna says, I will only accept your offering if you offer it with love. If you give me your love, then I will accept it. So it's a question about love. Everything is love. Bhakti yoga is love. It's not a business. You're not approaching Krishna, oh, give me some good money, some good fortune, I want a nice car. And if Krishna not giving, like Srila Prabhupada used to give this example, that the German woman and the European woman, when the Second World War came, they said, oh my God, my husband is going into the war, please bring him back to me. But none of the men came back. They all died by the millions. And then the woman, they lost their faith in God. They became very callous and materialistic. Oh, we asked God to look after our husband. He didn't look after them, so now we don't believe in you, God. So, this is how when we take everything on with the mind. But we are not supposed. We are not supposed to take things with the mind. We are supposed to, spirituality can only be understood in the heart. Srila Prabhupada is so kind to us. Unbelievably kind. He's giving us the chance to hear. And to also get it clear. Some people practice yoga and they have no idea what yoga is. Yoginam api sarvisham matyate nantaratmana shradhavam bhajate yumam yume bhaktatumomata. And only my bhakta who understands that I'm Yogeshwara and yoginam api sarvisham. Only the one who has love for me, he can understand me. He's the greatest of all yogis. Yogeshvara and Yoginam api sarvesham. Connecting the yogi with Yogeshvara. And who is Yogeshvara? Yogeshvara is Ishvara, Paramakrishna, Satchitananda Vigraha, Anadiradir Govinda, Sarva Karana Karana. Therefore, if we ignore Sri Krishna, if we ignore the Bhagavad Gita, nothing we will understand. Everything will be speculation on the mental platform. So we have to study the scriptures very scrutinizingly. Something we are neglecting, unfortunately. When Prabhupada came to Venezuela, some devotees were recommended for second initiation. At that time, one of Prabhupada's disciples pointed out. He said, Prabhupada, these people recommended for second initiation, they know nothing. They don't have scriptural knowledge, they are not prepared. And Prabhupada said, very interesting, he said, there's Shastric Brahmins and there's non-Shastric Brahmins. Some Brahmins, they are Brahmins by their behavior and by their loving, by their wanting to serve the truth. But they don't know so much scripture. And then there's others, they're very learned in the scriptures. But despite being learned in the scriptures, they are not very devotional. We sometimes see that. Some people get lots of knowledge, become arrogant. Very arrogant. So we should understand that the divine plan is always above our head. The divine reality is always above our head. Always above your head. What can you put inside of your head, my dear? Your teeny little chickpea brain? What in the heck are you going to put in there? To be honest, yes, by the divine grace you may have some appreciation. You may have some divine dream. You may have some divine feeling. You may have some dedication to the divine. Very good. Welcome. But you cannot understand the divine. How in the world will you understand the divine, my God? This is all beyond you. The divine is beyond you, it's beyond me. Who can understand the infinite? Incarnations like waves on the ocean. And why waves on the ocean? What's the big deal with that? Look how many stars in the skies. There seem to be as many there as waves on the ocean. And you can almost see them. Well, if you can't see them, then you look at the pictures of the Hubble telescope. And then you start seeing stars and stars and stars and galaxies and universes. We don't know if all what the Hubble telescope sees is still part of our universe. If yes, if the answer is yes, we are not looking into other universes, even to the universe, then I can only say Oh my God, poor Brahma. He has to look after all that. This guy is busy. How did he make it to come to Vrindavan to test Krishna? That shows how important Krishna was. And if you can see other universes from this telescope, then you can imagine, if that's what the telescope can see, what will be the divine reality of the cosmic Mahatattva creation? So, this is all the world of Achintya. Inconceivable. Inconceivable. It is so inconceivable. You know? Do you know what the word inconceivable means? It means you are finished. You cannot conceive it. No way. All your brain power useless. All your electronic power useless. All your technology useless. It's Achintya. Krishna is Achintya. But we want to reduce him so that we can package him and make a business out of it. Maybe we can sell little Krishnas. Like now you can get from Hong Kong. They have all these nice little Krishna figures they make in resin. So they say, maybe we don't believe in Krishna, but we can make money with him. But this is not the way you can catch Krishna. As a matter of fact, these resin figures are beautiful, but they are not deities. They do not qualify as deities, but they can qualify as pictures of Krishna. Because some of them are really, really, really beautiful, but still. Krishna cannot be packaged. Krishna cannot be He cannot be cornered. Our mentality in this material world is we want to get everything into our fist. Like, I got it. I have it in my fist now. Nothing you can do about it. I got it in my fist. But when you try to get Krishna in your fist, and then you open your fist, there's nothing. Gone. So, this is what our mind is doing. We try to catch God and say, oh, God is. He's Achintya. He's inconceivable. So how will you understand Ram, Sita Ram, Lakshman? How you will understand him? How will you understand this temple in Vrindavan? Just like the story was that Tulsidas came here to Vrindavan and he went into a temple and he did not bow down. I don't know why, but that's not my business. That's Tulsidas' business. Anyhow, so then he answered, because I don't see him as Sita Ram. And then Krishna took his flute away, took a bow and arrow, and Radha became like Sita, and then Tulsi went, oh. And then he bowed down. So I don't know, he had to see it with his eyes, or I don't know. I don't want to think about it. But the fact is, Sita, Ram, Lakshman, Hanuman, you know, Mahaprabhu gives the answers to all. Achinta Veda Veda. Beautiful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. This is Vrindavan. This is, all the holy dhams have taken shelter here. You know that? Badrinath, Kedarnath, they came to Vrindavan to take shelter. Ayodhya, maybe this is the representation of Ayodhya in Braj. Because it's such a beautiful Ram temple. Who could expect this? And very secret. Not many people know this temple. But the Baba who was sitting there up there, you know, this Baba actually made this temple. Or maybe his guru did, I don't know. But he is the Baba who has always looked after this temple. I know him for more than 20 years. And when he saw a group of foreigners coming, he became so curious that he immediately said up there, who are these guys? Actually, he knows me. If he can remember me, I don't know. But I've come here before. But like this, the Baba came, oh, who's visiting my Ram today? So that's why we had to make the class here, because the darshan is at 8. And also darshan is 8 at Haridev. So the only way we can get those 2 darshans was stay till 8 and have the darshan, because these are historical places. So maybe this place is Ayodhya in Braj, because it's said that all the tirthas have come to Vrindavan, to Braj Mandal, to take shelter. Even Prayag Tirtha came here in the form of an old man who was rolling on the ground in Braj. And Nanda Maharaj went to take bath in Pavan Sarovar. He just had announced a few days ago that he was going to Prayag Tirtha to get himself purified. And Krishna Lala, he said, Nanda Baba, where are you going? Oh, we are going to Prayag Tirtha. No, Baba, don't go there. Stay here. I don't want you to go away. Like children say, when father is going away, then the children say, no. Don't do this. We need to stay here. So Krishna argued like this. But Nanda Maharaj says, no, it is a holy place of pilgrimage for Indians. For Bharata Varsha, you go to, like Nanda Maharaj, he would go to Kurukshetra for the eclipse. So they were very religious people. They followed the Vedic rules. And they went to Gaya. They went to Prayag Tirtha for Kumbh Mela. So Nanda Baba said, I'm going there for getting some purification for my family. But Krishna said, no, Pitaji, no, don't go to Prayag, not necessary. We are in Vrindavan. Vrindavan is everything. We have everything. You don't need to go there. Anyway, but Nanda Maharaj had some doubts about, because what the man will think when the little baby, the little kid is giving philosophical arguments, you know. Both Mahaprabhu and Krishna defeated father and mother with philosophy. Is that right? Rasa Vihari, is that right?
Absolutely right.
So then the next day, Nanda Baba went to Pavan Sarovar, which is on the foothill of the mountain where they live. And there he saw a man lying on the ground. He was wailing. And Nanda Baba says, what's happening here? Dear man, who brought you to Braj here? What are you doing here? And the man said, oh, Baba, I'm Prayag Tirtha. I'm coming here to wash myself in Pavan Sarovar because so many millions people come to wash themselves in Prayag. They're all the sins I'm getting from all the people. So I feel so painful. So I come here to purify myself and take baths in Pavan Sarovar. Nanda Baba said, and I was going to go to Prayag. And Prayag Tirtha is coming here to take baths in Pavan Sarovar. When he went up, he said, Lala? Yes, Pita. We're not going to Prayag, we're staying in Braj. Hey! So, this is something to learn, that you don't have to go to any other tirtha when you're in Braj. because all the holy tirthas are here. But if you want to go to preach the glory of Vrindavan and Krishna somewhere else, then wherever you go becomes a tirtha. That is also clearly explained. Every place becomes a holy tirtha when a devotee starts preaching the Hari-katha of the holy name as he learned from Sri Guru. So here you can see even the tilak. The tilak is Sitaram tilak. There is bows and arrows next to the tilak. So this is
Ramanuja tilak.
Make it clear, no? We are with Ram. I also installed Sitaram, Lakshman, Hanuman a few times in my life.
What?
One time, Srila Prabhupada said that Lord Ram, he went to Brazil. And Kumbhakarna, Ravana, they got all the gold from Brazil. And then there was a tunnel going through the earth which connected Sri Lanka with Brazil. So, in Brazil, there's also a story that there's a tunnel going from Brazil to India. That is also there. So, we heard that story, and then we wrote a letter to Srila Prabhupada, says, Srila Prabhupada, I'm here in Brazil, and I heard that Lord Rama came to Brazil. If that is true, shall we have deities of Ramachandra in Brazil? And Prabhupada answered me in a letter. He said, yes, Lord Rama went to Brazil and I authorize you. You install Sita, Ram, Lakshman, Hanuman in Brazil. And so then he invited me to Mumbai because he had just installed Sita, Ram, Lakshman, Hanuman in Mumbai. So he said, come to Mumbai, check it out, how the puja of Sita Ram is going there, then get the deities to Brazil. So I went to Mumbai, I studied it, then I went and got the deities of Sita, Ram, Lakshman, Hanuman. Then I took them to Brazil and we made a beautiful temple for them. Those Sita, Ram, Lakshman, Hanuman, they are still worshipped in Brazil. Beautiful temple. So this was one of the Sita, Ram, Lakshman, Hanumans. Another one was in Mexico, in Tepoztlan. There is one family, they are all Ram Bhaktas. They only talk about Ram. The children are called Lakshman and Ram, and everything is Ram conscious. And they said, we want to worship Lord Ram. And so they got this most beautiful small Sita, Ram, Lakshman deities, and now in Tepoztlan we also have Sita, Ram, Lakshman, Hanuman temple. So the Divine Lord can be worshipped in any of His divine forms. But we generally, in the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, worship Radha, Gauranga, Radha, Brajaswara. Gauranga, Radha, Brajamara. This is our special gift of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur and Bhakti Vinod Thakur. They have given this type of puja to us. They have awakened our awareness that we can worship Krishna in this particular form. So, by the grace of Sri Krishna, now we are here in Vrindavan and visiting a Sita, Ram, Lakshman, Hanuman temple, which wasn't on my itinerary to go to, but because the temple was closed, I was going to take you to Radha Brajamohan of Narottam Das Thakur, which is also around the corner from here. But as we walked by the Ram temple, I said, let's say hello to Lord Ram and my old Baba here. And So it was Lord Ram brought us here by his grace.
Maharaj, you know, Sita Devi has worshipped Radha Gopinath in Chitrakoot for 13 years. And the same Radha Gopinath was brought to Chirpura Gopinath.
The same was brought where?
When we go to Puri from Calcutta, Remuna, Chirchora Gopinath,
Yes.
that deity was worshipped by Sita Devi in Chitrakoot. So she actually prayed to Rama to bring him Radha Krishna deity. So Radha Gopinath deity was given by Lord Rama to Sita in Chitrakoot.
And they're the same.
They worshipped for 13 years during their exile in Chitrakoot. And then later, the king of Remuna came to Chitrakoot and brought those deities to Chirchura Gopinath, that place. It's worshipped by Sita Ram.
Oh.
Yes.
This talk, I have not heard this.
Yes, it's written in our books.
This
In
is
Buddhism books.
Chitrakoot was the place of where they were hiding,
Yes, for 13 years, during 14 years exile.
and there in the forest, Sita asked Lord Ram to give Radha Krishna
Yes,
deities.
he said, I want to worship. So, Rama created this Radha Gopinath deity himself. It's a baffling fact, Maharaj. It has happened.
You mean the deities in Kirakshora Gopinath, they're made by Lord Ram?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. You
But
Google
nobody
it,
tells you that when you go there. Nobody tells you that when you go there.
Yes, but that's the reality. That they also worship Radha Gopinath, which you will worship today evening.
Well, Gopinath expands in so many joyous forms. It's very close to inconceivable that these things go on, that now here we have found. And it's also, I mean, I would have expected Sita to worship a deity of Lord Ram. But that they worshipped Radha Gopinath
Yes.
in the forest.
That also for 13 years.
What happened? Ravana showed up at the end.
What?
Ravan.
No. After 13 years, they proceeded on towards south because that was the main purpose of Vanvas. So they went towards Sri Lanka. The last year was a fight with Ravana, the 14th year.
The 14th. So first she spent the exile in Chitrakoot.
You have been to Chitrakoot, Maharaj?
No.
You must. It's the only pilgrimage remain of Rama era which is still like thousands of years ago. There is no modernity, no commercialization, no construction. Everything is very, very...
We went to Ayodhya. But Ayodhya was not so nice with all the military.
Change. But I am so grateful you brought us here.
I didn't really.
And as you said, this is Ayodhya. I agree.
This is Ayodhya. So we went to Ayodhya and now Ayodhya brought us here. And now we hear here that Ram made deities of Radha Gopinath. Ram made deities of Radha Gopina. Now it's too beautiful. Sita Devi worshipped Gopinath. Amazing. So you can see Sita and Rama eternally connected. But before Lord Ram, Lord Nishingadev came, no? Lord Nishingadev. He came long time before Lord Ram, no?
Long time.
Could he open?
Jai Sri Ram.
Sitaram, Sitaram, Sitaram.
Sitaram, Sitaram,
Sitaram, Sitaram, Sitaram. Sitaram, Sitaram, Sitaram. Sitaram. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Gaura Premanandi, Hare Now I request Rasa Bihari to give us a little